Hey, 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 everyone. My name is Rabbit, who doesn't want some of that punny robot love, and welcome to episode 95 of our 100% item guide and walkthrough for Legend of Legaia. In our previous episode, we sadly watched some events go down in the past version of Conquerum, where we learned that evidently the king and queen's son, so I guess I could just simply say the Prince of Conquerum, named Court, was responsible for creating the mist alongside his head scientist named Jet, and of course they couldn't control it, and now past Conquerum is having a mist problem, as you see right now. So we are presently tasked with jumping into a vortex and going to some random place called Rogue's Tower, and hopefully if we can take out the rogue within, we should be able to cut off the source of the mist, at least on this scale. So let's go ahead and consent to diving right in. So yeah, things are not looking very pretty right now. Except Noah loves to flap those arms. Oh, look, she says. She is not afraid of flying or falling. Either way, she is enjoying herself. Vaughn, look at that. It's a piece of a rogue. That's right, it's a rogue fragment. So that has the same power as a Rosaru? I guess I still have a lot to learn about Seru. Me too, Gala. I swear, there's so much, always. The Seru Kai is a world beyond human comprehension. I almost said beyond. What is beyond? Oh my goodness. Is Rogue's Tower in the Seru Kai? What kind of place is it? Oh, you know, it's just beyond the river bend. Rogue's Tower is a part of Seru Kai, but the tower itself is the body of a rogue. Interesting. The rogues were once Rosaru, and they can hear what we say. Oh, so perhaps, yep, just getting ready to say, perhaps our Rosaru should not talk too much. And Ozma kind of mirrors that by saying, that's why we can't say anything more. But don't worry. Instead of talking, I'll concentrate on protecting you from Rogue's evil. That's interesting. So even for the Rosaru and the Seru world, seems like there's always got to be some shit starters, right? Nothing can ever just fucking be peaceful forever. Gotta have discontented asshats ruining everything for everyone. Okay, so this is honestly a great example of one track from the Legend of Legaia OST that I'm not a humongous fan of, but we won't complain about that. I will just give you the opportunity to hear the awesome song in front of us, and you can sort of make up your own mind about that. I'm personally not a fan at all of this track. Now, as for this area, I guess I should kind of point out to you that clearly sometimes the floors become super gross and look like the Simsaru issue in Conquerum. We've been taking several teleports, and there will be a few that we can't access unless the floor is doing its weird Simsaru pulsing or whatever you want to call it. But all of that aside, as you can see in this battle, we are fighting Seru. I mean, no new faces here, unless you count the recolor of Spoon, a new face. This is Spoon level 2. So you know what? If for whatever reason you were a slacking sack of shit and you don't yet have a Spoon, I mean, the game is showing you some mercy and giving you a chance to get your hands on one right now. So you can go ahead and prioritize doing that. Obviously, I am good to go. So we are just going to murder everybody. Maybe we'll steal some waters. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm going to spread out the deeps here. I think Noah can take, or not. But hey, that actually works to our favor unless this fucking Bera ends up killing his comrades. I will not be happy about that. But I don't think they do enough damage for that. And watch, as I say that, he's going to KO everybody, and I won't have the chance to steal anything. Story of my life. Gala, let's see what you can do. We've just been picking up so many waters since visiting Conquerum's past. Things that were in treasure chests. We got something from a Kamaro. So life is good. Don't kill him. Don't you kill him. Don't you... Bera. What the fuck? I don't even know what to say to you right now, except that I always call these scenarios that, you know, technically I set myself. Guys, I'm not even joking. If he killed that one too, I was going to be so mad. What even is this? I mean, to be fair, I set myself up for this, right? But, you know, Vera, you could have surprised me and not murdered your friend. That would have been pretty cool. Well, we will just have Vaughn and Gala finish him up. I want to try to see if we can get a water out of this, especially since he murdered that helpless spoon. I still maintain, you guys, you gotta have a pet. How are you still alive? This is the question on everyone's mind, Vera. If he doesn't die from this, okay, I was gonna say, he just wants to be our buddy then, if that's the case. But check out that XP and that gold. So the monsters here aren't really too tough, but hey, I will take the increase in what we get for defeating them. So with that in mind, let's start out. I will use Vaughn's first, and we'll just do the usual and go down the line to try to spread some of that spoon casting out. Okay, so our first one that we will take will be this left-hand one. And this should take us, maybe it's down here. Ah, there it is. So if you run to the bottom left-hand corner, you will find a chest containing a magic armband. Let's check it out. I don't think we've acquired one of these before. I could be wrong. Oh, looks like I am not. So the description says that it increases max MP by 25%. That is nothing to waggle a finger at, my friends. And it just gives you MP boost 2 is specifically the title of it. I'm not sure if I like my life armband. Noah, you are good to go. I don't know. I feel pretty good about the actual mana pool that we have right now. So I think for me, I'm going to pass, but I do want to emphasize that I do think this is a fairly good item. So, you know, definitely consider using it if you don't have your teammates equipped quite like I have mine. So it's there. Do with it what you will. But we will run over here and take this one. And I still think all of the weird squishing is gross. And we're seeing slipperies again. So maybe we will steal something. I like that we're fighting 3 critters at once. It just increases our chances of getting free shit, which I'm all about. And Noah, because I had you stall in our last fight, I know she's ready to go with AP. But the boys are not. So we're not ready to call it quitsies yet, my girl. And this time I might actually focus fire on one person, just so we can whittle it down. Don't want to leave open any room for shenanigans or bullshit. Spoon, you just insist on surviving, eh? Oh, I do want to say I like the way Spoon version 2 looks better than version 1 also. I think there's only been maybe 1, possibly 2 examples of the recolors for Seru themselves that I haven't thought was an improvement. I mean, and obviously there's going to be a level 3. Maybe that's not obvious, but I think I've mentioned to you guys before that there are 3 colors for each of the Seru. Or most of them. I shouldn't say each of them, because I don't know 100% off the top of my head if that is true. But I'm 99% sure all of the Seru that we can absorb have 3 palettes. I mean, it should be clear that the ones, so like the Rasaru tied to the talismans, have 1 form. So we're not going to be seeing those guys in the field. Clearly, I'm not speaking on them and their palettes, but ones like Slippery, shitty-ass Mushara, adorable-ass Kamaro, we can look forward to maybe seeing a few of them in different forms and shades. But I still lament the fact that we can't see that carry over into our own Seru since they do level up. Damn, I think that's such a small touch that could have made such a significant difference. But that's okay. Maybe someday, if we get that remaster that I'm pining so heavily for. Okay, so let's run up this way. And keep on going. We'll grab this one up here on the top. And this should, if I recall correctly, there it is, take us to another chest. This one not so impressive. It is just an ordinary phoenix. Nothing to write home about, but that's okay. We haven't needed to really use the phoenixes lately, but you can never have too many of something to keep you alive, am I right? And here we are, ready for the big teleporter. God, these bears are so stingy and they don't play around. I'm sure you saw how we're looking right now. We are on the struggle bus. It's true. They're just so tough. But that's okay. They're not too bad, honestly. Yes, finally, Gala's spoon managed to hit level, was it 4? Thank the Lord. I think everyone else is still on 3. But yeah, honestly, they're really not too bad. It's just, whew, they block everything and they deal a bit of damage. That is for sure. So let's start off and take this one. And I have to try to keep myself on track here because it is easy to forget where you've gone. And then I want to run up here and take this bad boy. We should have a straight path here. Looks like we do. And then we've got this one here. Yeah, we don't want that one over on the right-hand side. And if we run to the right, it looks like this is a hidden chest, but there's actually, as you can see, like a gap right there. It is easy to miss, I know. But that is what I'm here for, to try to highlight these areas where it appears like you can't access something, but really they're just delving into sneaky bitch tricks over there. So anyway, if we run and open this chest, we will find ourselves with a guardian chain. So it's a pretty nice find, hence why I think they try to be sneaky with it. Let's check it out. I think we've seen this. Yep, we have seen this before. So again, it gives you 0 defense. So neither you nor your enemy can block attacks. There are appropriate strategies for this. It's not anything that I personally prioritize, but I don't want that to diminish your willingness to test it out and see if it has any value to you. So, you know, it's there, right? Use it if you want to. But all right, let's get back on track and make sure that we can remain focused on where we've been and where we're going. Like I said, it's so easy to get lost or end up going in, I guess you could call it a circle. Not really a circle, but, you know, going back and then revisiting the same room like 2 or 3 times because you can't remember which of the teleports you took has happened to me before. So I'm pleased that I'm doing a decent job this time. But anyway, you run down here, you grab a fury boost so you can see that I'm not that ecstatic about it, but that's okay. A chest is a chest, and if you do recall, I do love selling stuff. And did we go ahead and heal up? Okay, we did. I was beginning to wonder, did I forget to do this? You've got to be prepared for these fights, unless you want to get fisted by Spoon. I mean, just look at us yet again. Raggedy and busted, but woohoo! We got a level increase for Noah Spoon, and I guess I should point out that Gala himself got a level, so he is rocking 34. Our HP looks good, our mana looks good. Yes, you probably already know then what I'm trying to prep you for, friends. Let's go ahead and take this teleportation device here, and as you can see, there's something weird kind of floating between where we came and where we ultimately want to go. So if we inspect it, it says wow, 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 wow. And oh no, triggered. Yes, that's right. We have a series of little mini bosses here. Now, they're really not too ridiculous, or I would even say, I don't want to make it sound like they're not challenging at all, but this experience shouldn't be nearly as harrowing as when we've encountered some of the previous versions of the monsters that we'll be fighting here. So let's just focus specifically on Berserker. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't remember how much HP this thing has because I'm legit so triggered whenever I see fucking Berserker, but as you can see, this is a level 2 form of him. The first form that we encountered way back in the Sky Gardens of Jeremy was green and was still, to date, the worst boss encounter that I've ever had in this game. And it seems like for most of you that tends to be Zane. Zane was a pussy for me, and Berserker just fists me and doesn't even buy me dinner afterwards. So I don't enjoy dealing with him at all, but we will save this fight for the upcoming episode. We'll tackle him together, and I don't anticipate it taking that long. So I will just go ahead and give you guys the heads up that there are a few of these quote mini boss unquote encounters. They're not really mini bosses because they're new forms of old bosses we've battled in the past, but they're not quite on the same level of true bosses that we will face before the end of the game, at least from this point going forward. So, label them as you will. I'm just trying to give you the heads up, but make sure that you do heal in between each battle. That's kind of why I was being really particular about making sure before we took that teleportation, is my HP okay? Because not only will the enemies here kind of whittle it down, and it's a little bit sneaky because you think you're okay and then they end up KOing someone in your team, but it's important to be prepared because we will be facing multiple boss confrontations as we're making our way through Rogue's Tower. So that's the heads up from me, like I usually give you before we start a boss fight of any kind. So I will go ahead and just part ways with you here, and when we resume in our upcoming episode together, we should hopefully knock out Berserker without too much trouble, and we'll just continue combing our way through Rogue's Tower. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. I'm your host, Rabbit, and I will see you very shortly in our upcoming episode together.